Hello, thank you very much. I'm Will Norman, I'm a director. I direct music videos and promos, and I'm here today to talk to you about a music video that crosses the world of grime with the world of model railways. Now, I'm very aware that I'm in a room full of designers, artists, illustrators. You people live and breathe aesthetics. Design's not really my remit, but don't worry, I've got you covered with a presentation that goes all out. Also, thank you to It's Nice That and Nicer Tuesdays, because this really is a big platform to showcase my work. All right, there's a lot to talk about here, but first, why don't we watch some of the video?
Now you're back on the music, stop and go. Man was packing the snow, then now man's packing for Snowden, hot and cold. Man will spit on the pavement, now man spit on the pavement, young and old. Bro was whipping the mad thing, now he's whipping the mad thing, rock and roll. Bars, you built your world, kick back and you live in it. Never forget, give back just a little bit. Couple them man ain't swam with the bigger fish, so help them up, don't act cause you're shitting it. Unless they ain't mash work and they're begging it. Back of the pack, or worse, and they're shagging it. I ran the race, came first, I was legging it. Look up, you see that curve, I'm ahead of it. Oh my days, I got bars. Oh my gosh, I got bars. You know what? Man, them, I got bars. Oh my days, I got bars. Hey, hey, hey. I was too poor for truths before. But are we two different levels in two different buildings on two different floors? Girl, I got too many women, so never return if you hit the door. We was outside when you was in doing the dishes and doing up chores.
All right. So that's half of the video, but you get the idea at this stage. Right, so we'll start all of this off with a quick grime history lesson. This is JME. He's one of the biggest figures in grime. Alongside his brother Skepta, he founded Boy Better Know, the biggest grime collective. And JME has this side to him that's really quite creative and out there. With his music videos, he's not afraid to really just go crazy. So when he played me that tune, which is really just infectiously fun, I thought we can really push the boat out. So I started by looking through some of my old music video ideas, things that I've stored that are just waiting for the opportunity to come to life. And I saw this, the London Underground theme model railway. I thought this can work. It's vibrant, it's fun, it's definitely something I haven't seen before on a London Underground, so let's go for it. And as you can see, photographic evidence, I've all been fascinated with models and miniatures. And in my music videos before, I've played with scale, I've made people big and micro, so it made sense. But the thing about model railways is they usually depict a quaint, idyllic countryside scene. And I really wanted to do something different. I wanted to show grittier, more realistic scenes from a city. So it could include things like chicken shops, or the police, or iconic grime videos. So I pitched the idea to JME and he loved it. To be honest, at this point, I really didn't know how I'm going to make it work, but for me, that's part of the excitement. So I started with the miniatures. I started thinking about how I'm going to make them. And we're apparently in this age of instant AI creation where computers can do everything. So I found this software that could take a 2D image and apparently turn it into a 3D figure. So I took this 2D image of Aitsin, who's the other artist on the track. I cut him out. I gave it to the software, and the software gave me this. The results, not too impressive. Here's Aitsin, here's JME, looking absolutely horrific. So instead, I asked JME if he could make 3D scans of himself and Aitsin using an app called Luma AI. And it's really easy to use, really fantastic. You just use a phone, go around someone or an object, you can turn it into a 3D object. It's fantastic. Gave that to JME, and he did not disappoint. So this is better. Now we're really on the right track. But JME isn't the only one getting creative on this video. Actually, the whole cast was really hands-on. Because once we've got those scans, I sent them to Cassius Kane, who's the DP on this music video, and he actually 3D printed them into miniatures. So there we've got JME, and we've got 8in, and I thought that these two are looking a little bit lonely, so I bought them some few friends that I found online, hand-painted them myself, and put them in this cute little box. I don't know why that's funny. So now at this point in the video, you could really say that we're gaining steam. But now obviously we need a model railway. And as you can imagine, getting a London Underground specific model railway is really quite niche, hard to track down. But through a ton of digging, I found John Polly. John Polly is king in the model railway world. He's really a big shot. Here he is featured in the Metro, and John and his team made one of the best model railways you could ever see in Abbey Road. Look at this. Beautiful detail. You've got the red and blue carriages. You've got the detailed tube stops. You've even got high street shops. This really was gorgeous. But during my digging, I found an old forum post announcing that John and his team of model makers had had their creative differences and were going their separate ways. A split. I was heartbroken. But I'd come this far. I really wasn't going to be derailed. So I persisted. I gave John a call anyway and thought maybe he's got some alternative ideas. And as luck would have it, John said that he and the Model Railway boys were getting back together to release their first track in over a decade, a reunion. This is Carlton Vale. Again, the blue and red carriages, the tube stations. It even came with London buses. It had everything. What's more, John loved our video idea and said that his team could make it happen. But the only day they could do the filming was the day of my best mate's stag do in Lisbon. That's when Cassius Kane stepped in and saved the day. Cass said that him and the gaffer Adam would be able to manage the whole shoot by themselves, and they hired out this, a special Starlink antennae that would get us internet anywhere. So from the remote filming location, I'd be able to remotely direct all the way from Lisbon. And by the way, Cassius Kane is actually here tonight. Very nice. Cassius Kane doesn't just happen to have one of the best names you'll ever hear in your life. He's also one of the nicest guys, one of the most talented DPs. And more than anything, he just really cares about what he does. As you can see, he's gone above and beyond numerous times in this. And I think that's one of the keys, just find people who really care. Another person who really cares is Eric Barberini. He's shooting here tonight. He's got a lot of friends, a lot of Eric fans in the house. And Eric's been a friend of mine for a long time, always been a really good sounding board for ideas. And actually last week we went out for a drink and I showed him this and to get some feedback, and he gave me so many helpful notes. Obviously the part where I praise him extensively is not included in that. So in short, I would like to say, surround yourself with people who really care, or be selective with who you choose. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm not proud of that one. All right, back to the video. The plan was in motion. The shoot was set up. The stag do had begun. So whilst my mates are out on the streets of Portugal, I'm in a hotel lobby on a 6-hour Zoom call to direct this miniature shoot. And here are the Model Railway boys. This is fun. So here we have Roger, Robert, but it was our leading man, Howard, who really stole the show.
I got bar. Oh, I've got to get this right now. I got bar. I've got bar.
Are we saying I've got bar or I've got bars? Plural.
Bar. Oh shit! Sorry.
That's all right. We can reset.
Such a complicated script. I mean, you know, I used to do Hamlet. What's happened to me? Can I have a teleprompter for this? Because it's a bit complicated.
There's a piece of paper that says I've got bars written on it, so he remembers.
I got bar.
So good. All right, here we have some BTS. This is Cass shooting on a slider. That just enables us to get these really nice tracking shots in tandem with the train. You'll also notice we're shooting on this very peculiar looking probe lens. Now, this basically just means we can get really close to the miniatures and feel like we're part of this model world. But my favorite shot was none of these, it was this. This is Aitsin riding in the carriage. And to do this, we simply placed a 360 camera inside of one of those carriages and just pushed it along the track. Oh, I love that sound. I love that sound. All right, so after 6 hours on a Zoom call, the miniature shoot was wrapped. Cass and Adam packed up. I said a big obrigado to the Model Railway boys and finally headed out to rejoin the stag do. Again? I got moves. Okay, so finally we had our backgrounds, but now we needed to actually get JME and Aitsin into this model railway world. So we set up a separate green screen shoot. That's a blue screen. This is a green screen. That's me. That's me. That's me. That's not me. And over here we have a computer set up with OBS. That's a streaming software, and we're using that because it's got a live chroma key function. With that, we can basically cut out the green background and see what the shots are going to look like, which means we can instantly preview the hottest link-up, the hottest collab of 2024, JME x Howard. And I have to say that both JME and Aitsin were fantastic on the day. They gave us so many good, energetic performances.
Yeah, all right, and move. Sweet, and move. Sweet, and move.
And you know the drill.
Sweet and move. Sweet and move. No, that's not enough, mate. More degrees than that. Yeah. Sweet and move. Sweet and move. That's right. I'm telling you the truth.
Scandalous. All right, so now it's a simple case of editing all of this together. So we take the shots, we comp out our cast, we delicately place them into this model railway world, but we notice that the backdrops here are a bit too dingy. This is basically a small shed that we shot in. And really, when I envisioned this idea, I thought about something grander, basically like a full-scale replica of London, but in miniature. So we did background replacements. And I'm cutting out the background there, and I'm swapping them for these. Now these, yeah, I know, these are lovely. These are basically like London Model Museum murals that I made in Midjourney. And I made that, and I made this, and I also used Midjourney to generate those other AI cutaway scenes, such as Tower Bridge and an estate, and the iconic grime videos. So here we, of course, have Skepta Shut Down and Unknown T, Homerton B, which is technically drill, but we're not going to get into that. We have side-by-sides, and again. And of course, we need to have Stormzy Shut Up. Now, calling these grime videos is really doing them a disservice. They're more like cultural touch points. These were huge videos, huge moments, so that's why I included them. And these took ages to generate in Midjourney, so I'm not going to go into detail about how I did that, but for anyone interested, I'll probably do a breakdown on my Instagram so you can see it there. So at this stage, we've pretty much got all the images in this video. I take them all over to Chris Bell at Wash London, who creates an incredibly vibrant and beautiful grade that really unifies all these disparate shots together. So we're almost there, we're almost done. I show JME the video, and he has one small change. He wants the words, "I got bars," to pop up whenever we hear that. Initially, he's thinking, maybe we do blue, maybe we do pink letters, but I had a different direction in mind. Now, I'm at this talk essentially about art, so I need to tell you what it's like to be an artist, okay? As an artist, when you're creating art, it's incredibly important to take inspiration from anywhere. My music videos before this had been influenced by the mind-bending monochromatic work of M.C. Escher, or sometimes it was the stark black and white evocative images of German expressionism. And for TMNT, it was the darkest reference of them all. Enid Blyton's magnum opus, Noddy.
Noddy, the little man with the red and yellow car. Noddy.
I really want to watch all 40 seconds of that, but we can't. I'd actually been watching that clip so many times during the making. The feel of it, the tone of it is just right. It's gorgeous. So it felt right to be able to pay homage to Enid Blyton by actually copying that beautiful bubble lettering and having it here. And I want to give a quick shout out to Witty Boy for creating these letters, they're lovely. And of course, a quick shout out to Enid Blyton for creating Noddy. So that's it, the video's done. JME's delighted, Aitzin's delighted, Howard's delighted, John Polly is delighted. And Howard actually asks if he can get a signed copy of the track. But here, JME goes above and beyond. He does one better and actually sends Howard a signed London Underground train, complete with custom BBK graffiti. Look at this. And by the way, those trains are not cheap. You can go on eBay and see how much. I'm not going to say the number, but they are expensive. And actually, I think that illustrates one of the points I'd like to make. Work with people who are great people, who are open to these kind of ideas. I've been really lucky to work with artists like JME, Manga Saint Hilaire, Big Zoo, Chowerman, really talented artists who are just open to sometimes potentially making themselves look silly, but when it pays off, it's really good. So thank you to those guys. So that's it. We're actually at the end of the line. Thank you very much. I'm Will Norman, and I got bars.